class 9th video classroom. This is subject science, chapter number 1. Today's topic is change of states of matter. Last class we have seen 5 states of matter. Today here we will see how the first 3 states of matter changes, or we can say interconversion of matter. So 2 questions arises here. What happens to the particle of matter? Second, how the changes takes place. Clear? Generally, we know that the matter is made up of particles, and the compactness of particle shows the states of matter. The particles get apart in case of liquid. The particles are free in gas, and the particles are compact in solid. So, how these changes takes place, what we can do so that the matters can be converted from solid to liquid and from liquid to gas. Clear? So it is 2 things. There are 2 factors that necessary to change the states of matter. Those 2 factors are temperature and the second factor is pressure. Today we are going to see temperature effect on interconversion of matter. First of all, take the activity number 1.12 of your book, page number 6 and figure number 1.6. There are 2 figures are given, A and B. In both the experiment, everything is common except the matter taken in beaker. In beaker A, ice is taken, and in beaker B, water is taken. And rest all setup is same in both the figure A and B. Now, temperature is supplied. First take the condition of A. Temperature is supplied in ice. Thermometer is there, that is reading the temperature. You will say slowly and gradually the ice melts to water. Note down the temperature effect. What you observe? As soon as the temperature is given to this ice, the temperature start rising. The temperature might be below 0 degree at the initial stage when the ice was not heated, but once the heating starts, the temperature go on rising from whatever the minus degree to it comes to 0 degree centigrade. Once it reaches 0 degree, there is no further rise in the temperature, but the solid ice starts melting to water. This process is continued, but after 0 degree there is no rise in temperature as long as, जब तक ये पूरा वाटर, पूरा सॉलिड आइस पूरे लिक्विड में कन्वर्ट नहीं हो गया, तब तक 0 से टेम्परेचर आगे नहीं बढ़ा. जैसे ही सारे आइस वाटर में कन्वर्ट हो गए, फिर से टेम्परेचर राइज होना शुरू किया. 0.1, 2, 3 degree, 4 degree. It go on rising. So, why at 0 degree the temperature static रुक गया, and that 0 degree where the temperature does not rise as long as solid has not changed to water is called melting point. So, melting point of ice is 0 degree centigrade in centigrade scale. If you are going to convert it in Kelvin scale, तो इसमें आप 273 डिग्री प्लस कर दीजिए. Now it becomes 273 degree K. In Kelvin scale, the melting point of ice is 273 degree Kelvin. Clear? and in centigrade scale it is 0 degrees centigrade. Now the question arises, what happens to the temperature that will not rise when ice is melting to water? क्या हुआ? Though we are supplying heat continuously. So this heat which we are supplying during that time, after zero it is not rising, is called latent heat of fusion. So this latent heat of fusion, latent मतलब होता है hidden, छिप जाना, छिपा हुआ. तो ये हीट छिप जाता है अंदर में. एक्चुअली में छिपता नहीं है. एक्चुअली में छिपता नहीं है. क्या होता है कि जब ये सॉलिड में जो मैटर्स जो कंपैक्ट हैं, वो जैसे जैसे पार्टिकल्स अपने आप को फ्री करते हैं, सो दे स्टार्ट वाइब्रेटिंग. ओके, दे एब्जॉर्ब एनर्जी and overcome force of attraction between them, and they go apart from each other. So the energy which you are supplying through heat is utilized. जो एनर्जी आप सप्लाई किए हो, that is utilized to make the particle vibrate and go apart from each other by breaking the force of attraction between them. That is the reason why the temperature is not rising here. वो जो टेम्परेचर आपने दे रहे हो, वो उस पार्टिकल्स को वाइब्रेट कराने पे, पार्टिकल्स को अपने फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन से दूर जाने के लिए, अपने आप को अपार्ट करने के लिए और फ्रीली मूव करने के लिए यूटिलाइज हो जाता है. इसलिए टेम्परेचर राइज नहीं करता है. और वो टेम्परेचर जो उस समय वो एब्जर्व करता है बट टेम्परेचर राइज नहीं करता है, दैट इज कॉल्ड लैटेंट हीट ऑफ वेपोराइजेशन. तो आपने आज 2 पॉइंट जाना इसमें, मेल्टिंग पॉइंट और latent heat of fusion. So what is latent heat of fusion? The heat is used to melt the solid into liquid when melting point is reached. So latent heat of fusion तभी आता है जब melting point पहुंच जाता है. तो definition is the amount of heat energy that required to change 1 kilogram of solid into liquid at atmospheric pressure at its melting point is called latent heat of fusion. So what is melting point? The temperature at which the solid melts to become liquid at atmospheric pressure is called melting point, and the value is 273 degree Kelvin, and in Kelvin scale, and in centigrade scale it is 0 degree centigrade. One more thing you will observe in this condition, जब सॉलिड वाटर पे मेल्ट कर रहा है, दैट एट द टाइम टेम्परेचर इज स्टैटिक एंड दैट इज द मेल्टिंग पॉइंट. उस समय आप अगर गौर से देखे होगे तो पार्टिकल्स सॉलिड स्टेट में भी था और लिक्विड स्टेट में भी था. यस, एट 0 डिग्री टेम्परेचर द पार्टिकल्स ऑफ मैटर एग्जिस्ट इन बोथ लिक्विड स्टेट एंड solid state. The liquid particles has more kinetic energy than the solid particles at melting point, or they are having extra energy in the form of latent heat of fusion. So the latent heat of fusion is present with water, because these water particles are, the particles of waters are vibrating and they are going apart by breaking their force of attraction. Now come to the second diagram. Here also condition is same, but the matter taken is in liquid state. So water is in liquid state. Here also again thermometer is there. You will observe, first observe the temperature, room temperature of this water, that may be 22 degree or 30, maximum 33 degree may be there. Okay, now supply the heat. Once you supply the heat, you will see the temperature reading rises. Once, and during this rising of temperature, you will see water is getting heated and vapors are coming out. Once it reaches 100 degrees centigrade in centigrade scale, if you will convert it into Kelvin scale, that will be plus 273, it becomes 373 degree Kelvin. That is the boiling point of water. Once the water reaches 100 degree, it starts boiling. Again the rising of temperature stops. So at which point water is start boiling? that is 100 degree centigrade, or you can say 373 degree Kelvin, and that is called boiling point. So the temperature at which a liquid starts boiling at atmospheric pressure is called boiling point. Again, one point you have noted here, that the temperature is not rising. Clear? At 100 degree centigrade. What happens? Here, the particles of liquid still go apart from it, and they try to escape from the beaker in the form of vapor. So the extra energy which you are supplying but not increasing in the thermometer, that is called latent heat of vaporization. Those energy, those heats which are utilizing there are utilized by the particles to go away from the water particles in the form of vapor. So here the extra energy utilized to vaporize the liquid. So what is the latent heat of vaporization? So the amount of heat energy required to change 1 kilogram of liquid into gas at atmospheric pressure at its boiling point is called latent heat of vaporization. Clear? Here again you will see two things as we have observed in ice. First point is, at 100 degree centigrade you will see both water and vapor, where vapor has more kinetic energy, and second one is the steam particles absorb extra energy in comparison to the liquid particle in the form of latent heat of vaporization. So you have seen four terms in case of solid, two terms, latent heat of fusion and melting point, and in case of water, 2 points, that is latent heat of vaporization and boiling point. This is boiling point of water. Clear? So in this interconversion of matter, you have observed solid state changes to liquid state and liquid state changes to gaseous state when you supply heat. When you supply heat. Can we change gaseous state to liquid? Yes. When you cool it, when you cool liquid, it changes to solid state. So this is what a simple diagram of interconversion of matter from solid to liquid and liquid to gas, from gas to liquid and liquid to solid. It is heating process that the matter changes from solid, liquid and gas, and it is the cooling process that gaseous state changes to liquid and solid. One more phenomenon is there where this solid state directly changes to gaseous state and this gaseous state directly changes to solid state. So this state, this process which occurs and the solid directly changes to gas is called sublimation. Some cases both the process is called sublimation, but the exact name of this gaseous state to solid state is called deposition. Deposition. Clear? Now you will see the activity number 1.13, figure 1.7 and page number 8. Here heating process is there and the heating is going on. In this, ammonium chloride is taken in solid state. Once you supply heat to the ammonium chloride vaporizes. Here vapors comes out and it sticks on this surface of funnel. You will not find any liquid state in this condition, and this process is called sublimation. So it is a phenomena in which the solid state directly changes to gaseous state by passing its liquid state is called sublimation. Okay, it is an example of temperature effect. One more example, it is present in all house. कंफूर कपड़े में जो रखते हैं, डामर गोली जिसको बोलते हो आप, वो भी एक एग्जाम्पल है. वो आप रखोगे कुछ दिन के बाद वो उड़ जाएगा। ओडोनिल फ्रेशनर जो है, दिस इज आल्सो एन एग्जांपल ऑफ सब्लिमेशन। सो वन मोर एग्जांपल इज देयर, हैव यू सीन द ड्राई आइस? Dry ice is nothing but the solid carbon dioxide. Once this solid carbon dioxide is heated, it changes to carbon dioxide gas. It is also an example of sublimation. Clear? So in the diagram you can add this sublimation process, then deposition process. So deposition process, the reverse. This carbon dioxide, when pressurized, changes to solid carbon dioxide or dry ice, and this process is called deposition. So you know, the particles has a distance between them in different states of matter. When the pressure is applied to the matter, the particles get close and compact. In case of solid, you cannot compress it much more, as we have seen in our syringe experiment. But when a liquid is compressed, little bit compression is there, but when you compressed a gas, as you have seen in the syringe experiment, the gas is compressed. In your book also, diagram is given. You can see gas can be compressed maximum, and this maximum compressibility of gas results in the formation of solid. Hence, applying pressure and reducing temperature, we can liquefy a gas. Example is the solid carbon dioxide. When solid carbon dioxide, which is popularly called as dry ice, when you apply pressure to carbon dioxide gas, when you pressure it, apply pressure, it changes to carbon dioxide solid or dry ice. It is called deposition. When you apply heat to this solid carbon dioxide, dry carbon dioxide, heat, it changes to carbon dioxide gas, and this process is called sublimation. So this is what the pressure effect on matter. So after these two effects, temperature effect and pressure effect, let's summarize the internal conversion of matter. Now this is the final diagram of interconversion of matter after temperature effect and pressure effect. See, solid, liquid and gas. So when solid heated, okay, heated, that gives you liquid, and when liquid heated, that gives you gas. When gas pressurized, it changes to solid. Now you have also read that liquid can change to solid. What is the phenomena here? You can cool it. Yeah. Gas can change to liquid when you cool it, and solid can change to gas directly when you heat it. Yes. So these are the phenomena: heat, cool, pressure. Clear? Now let's see what are the name given to this term. When solid get heated, it is called fusion. Clear? When liquid changes to gas, it is called vaporization. When gas changes to solid, yes, it is called deposition. Now, reverse. When liquid changes to solid, it is called solidification. Okay. When gas changes to liquid, it is called condensation. When solid changes to gas, it is called sublimation. Next, come to another small topic of this interconversion of matter, that is called evaporation. You might have seen in rainy day in your house, you are just drying your clothes. In summer day also you are drying your clothes, and in winter day also you are drying your clothes. In which season your cloth dry quickly? Yes, obviously answer is summer season. Next gradient, if you ask, next is in winter season, and at maximum time the cloth get to dry off is in rainy season. What happens? Why? Because summer is hot and dry, winter is dry, but rainy season has much more humidity. So what we can conclude? This drying of cloths at room temperature, am I right? And this process of drying anything or liquid changes to vapor at its room temperature without supplying any heat is called evaporation. So the phenomena of change of liquid into vapor at any temperature below its boiling point is called evaporation. Boil हम नहीं कर रहे हैं, कोई heat बाहर से supply नहीं कर रहे हैं हम, but it automatically dries up. So this process where extra temperature is not required, whatever the temperature of environment is there, in that condition the liquid get into its vapor state is called evaporation. So it is just a surface phenomena. If you keep water in a flat beaker, in a test tube, or you spread on the surface, you will see that this water get evaporated faster than this, than this. And it has high rate of evaporation, it has low rate, moderate rate of evaporation, and here the rate is very slow, because here maximum surface is exposed, here little less surface is exposed, here least surface is exposed. So it is a surface phenomena. More the surface, more the rate of evaporation. Clear? What happens here? So on this surface, see, on this surface whatever the liquids are present, they have the attraction force from below side. Okay, so the molecule which is present here, it is getting attracted from all sides. So it is not able to evaporate. Rather, this surface which are attracted from below side but from outside is free. So these surface molecules get evaporated easily. So this is what the surface phenomena going on in evaporation, right? When more water is there in atmosphere, that is in rainy season, this rate of evaporation is very less. आपका एटमॉस्फेयर जितना ड्राई होगा उतना जल्दी इवापोरेशन होगा, इसलिए रेनी सीजन में आपके कपड़े देरी से सूखते हैं. क्लियर? अगर आप यहाँ हीट सप्लाई करोगे बट यू विल नॉट अलाउ द हीट टू रीच 100 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड, 100 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड नहीं पहुंचाना है, देन ऑल्सो यू विल सी द रेट ऑफ इवापोरेशन विल इंक्रीज. सो इससे क्या होता है? इफ द एनवायरनमेंट इज heated much more, so this evaporation process increases and the surrounding get cooled. Okay, so the evaporating particles of liquid present on surface absorb energy from the surrounding. यहाँ पे जो भी heat है, that this particle absorbs and evaporates. As a result, it cools the surrounding. Okay. In summer evening, you will just sprinkle water on the roof. You will feel little bit cool. That is also process. Water droplets on the glass containing ice water is due to the cooling surface of glass that attract water vapor of air who loses energy and converted to liquid. Water droplets on the glass containing ice water is due to the cooling surface of glass that attract water vapor of air who loses energy and converted to liquid, and evaporation helps in cooling your surrounding. If you like this video, don't forget to comment, share and subscribe the channel. Thank you.